Good morning, Santa Clarita. Welcome in. Welcome in. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVi and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley. I am your host, Matt Watson. Man, it feels like karma. You know, I've been here at the opening of each show gloating about how amazing the weather is here in SoCal and kind of thumbing my nose at the rest of the country and boy, did the universe kick back. Gosh, I thought for a second there was a transposition on my car thermometer this morning. It was supposed to say 73, but it said 37 instead. So, sorry. We'll back off. We'll be nice. Just give us our warm weather back, please. Please. Welcome to Eye on the Valley. I'm going to skip the long intro because we've got a great show for you this morning, but boy, is it jam-packed. It is going to be a fantastic show. It's going to move really quickly. We've got tons of information and entertainment for you this morning, so let's get straight to it. I've got the leadership of iLEAD's Homeschool program joining us this morning. Julia Kim and Amber Musick lead iLEAD Exploration. It's a homeschool program that stretches from Orange County, San Bernardino, of course, LA, Ventura County, Kern County as well. So we'll talk to them in just a couple seconds. And then later on this hour, we'll talk to Cindy Schwanke from College of the Canyons. Cindy is the chair of COC's Culinary School. So, yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. And then next hour, we've got Jeff Barber. Jeff is the arts and events supervisor for the city of Santa Clarita, and he also manages the Main, the theater just up the road from the station here on Main Street. And, they've got a new show coming out this weekend, so you're going to want to hear about that. And as we do, we'll wrap the show with Big T's 5 Minutes of Fame, where we get to goof off and Big T quizzes us with trivia questions and we play around a little bit. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of show. So like I said, let's get right to it. My first guests today are the two co-directors of iLEAD Exploration. As I mentioned before, iLEAD Exploration is iLEAD's homeschool program that serves well over 3,000 students across Southern California. Amber Musick is our first director today. She earned her bachelor's degree in English and has a single subject teaching credential from National University. She went on to earn her master's degree in English at Cal State Long Beach. Before working with homeschool families, she taught high school for 6 years. She also taught college classes at Westwood College in Anaheim for 5 years. She enjoys spending time with her husband and 4 children. She enjoys riding bikes, going on hikes, swimming in the pool, taking her kids to the park, and building relationships with the learners and their families. She is Amber Musick. Amber, welcome. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks, Matt. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. It's good to have you. And your partner is Julia Kim. Julia was inspired to enter the world of education after spending a year in college working with an amazing integrated science class at Berkeley High. She graduated from UC Berkeley, majoring in biological psychology. I would love to just chat for 20 minutes on what the heck that is and what an amazing field that could be. And she continued on to receive her master's degree in educational technology and computer leadership from Cal State LA. Julia spent most of her time as a teacher at a math, science, and technology magnet school and also had the opportunity to work with struggling readers as the intervention coordinator. When she's not working, she enjoys camping, ceramics, and poking around in her vegetable garden. She confesses that she has a sweet tooth, an addiction to iced coffee, and is a thrift store junkie. She is Julia Kim. Julia, welcome.
Good morning. Thanks, Matt. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. Ladies, thank you for joining us this morning. It's good to have you on Eye on the Valley. Before we get kind of into the meat and potatoes of this amazing homeschool program that y'all are running, tell us a little bit about yourselves. I mentioned in your bio kind of a little bit about your trajectory, but how did you end up coming to iLEAD and working in the homeschool field?
So I heard about iLEAD when I was teaching college classes. This is Amber, from a friend, and it sounded like a really interesting program with really interesting and unique options for families. So I applied, and the rest is history. The people, the staff, the families, everything is amazing, and I've loved every minute of it.
How about you, Julia?
So for me, I had the pleasure of knowing Heather Ferentz, one of the former directors for our program, for a long time, actually. like 10 years before I even had kids. And so
Oh, wow.
I had heard of this thing called homeschooling and independent study, but it wasn't, I didn't even have kids at the time. And so when I finally did go about having kids, and once my firstborn entered kindergarten, I think within the first month I was like, oh, okay. And that's when I kind of connected with Heather, and I was like, maybe I need to do something different. And I kind of explored that. And so my first year was as a parent with my child in independent study. And then the year after that was when the entire program at that school closed. And so everyone moved over to iLEAD. And that's when I was like, this is an amazing, amazing program. Like, I can't say enough about it. And I was like, sold, hook, line, and sinker, especially having done it with my own child. And so that's when I joined iLEAD. And it's been an amazing time coming from the first year into where we are now.
Well, yeah, and you mentioned coming from that first year with iLEAD Exploration and growing as the program grows. You guys have served in several different positions with iLEAD Exploration in different leadership roles. But this year, the two of you have become the directors of the iLEAD Exploration program. How has that changed what you all do within the context of our organization? How has your life changed? How has your job changed this year?
Well, Julie and I would always help in the leadership role of development and implementing programs and changes. Now we are more at the forefront, so we're always looking ahead, looking back to the vision. Are the changes we're making, are we remembering our purpose? Are we remembering our mission statement? And are we handing off the baton? Are we letting the things that we used to do carry on so we can move into this new role? And we just continue to look ahead and shape the future of the program, something that is a program that families want to continue to be a part of, staff's excited to be about. So our roles have changed in that they grew bigger, and we're working on developing capacity in our staff to kind of do the roles that we used to do.
And I'm sure you guys get a lot more emails too, am I right?
More emails and more meetings for sure.
Amber, I love that we're talking this morning with Amber Musick and Julia Kim from iLEAD Exploration. That's iLEAD's homeschool program. Amber, I love that you mentioned that as the leader of the program, you're constantly looking back at what the vision is for your program. It's so important, especially with an organization as large as yours. As I mentioned, you've got families that spread all across Southern California, and each family kind of has their own vision for what they're doing with their learners, which is the beauty of a homeschool program. And so for you guys to stay so focused on your mission and vision is really important. So let's talk about that for a second. What is it that makes iLEAD Exploration a unique model compared to maybe other homeschool programs? Julia, I know you mentioned that you had, I think, 1 year experience, and Amber, I'm not sure. Did you have some experience in homeschool before coming to Exploration?
No, but I did homeschool my two oldest for their TK year, so I have some experience on the parent side as well.
So I know that you guys also, and you're constantly kind of keeping your eye on trends and what's out there, and making sure that your parents, your families have access to the best program possible. So what makes our model so unique here at iLEAD?
So I think even, like when I was personally looking at different programs and comparing, I'm going to just be completely upfront and say a lot of our independent study programs in the local area offer similar things. We're all independent study laws the same across the board. And so this is what I've told my friends who have asked, why do you choose iLEAD and why do you stay at iLEAD and why did you choose to then work for iLEAD? And really, I think my initial impression was, when I first heard of iLEAD, I did the thing that all moms do these days. I Google searched like a detective. I appreciated that the founders were homeschooling parents, and having known Heather, knowing that she had done this for years before iLEAD, she had joined iLEAD, this was something that was important to them in their soul, kind of. And so this is the first thing that I share with my friends who ask me personally. And I'm like, forget the independent study model is what it is. But what I valued the most as a parent myself was the experience from our staff. And when I say staff, I don't mean just our credentialed facilitators. I'm talking, we have a program where our vendor department, who is processing orders, has done home study. Our enrollment department, who is calling parents and helping get documents, their part of independent study with their own children doing home study.
Wow.
From our former directors to our leadership team to investment team heads, we have facilitators on staff who are homeschooled themselves through their entire childhood. We have facilitators who have homeschooled their own children, K-12, and so that makes our program so unique, Matt. It's the experience, the walk that is so diverse within our staff. Everyone's experience is different, and I think I value that the most. You're not going to hear just my opinion when you have me as a facilitator. You're going to hear the experience and expertise of a very diverse staff in the way that they were participating in the program and the resources that they use and their purpose in home study. Everybody is so different, and I think that you get to tap into that. So I always joked around with my roster, like, you don't get just me. If you've just got me, I would be nervous. You get access to our entire hive mind. You get hundreds of years worth in total of experience doing this in all sorts of different ways with different philosophies, different purposes. And so that to me is where we have, where our facilitators and our program is unique. We've seen so much and done so much together, and that information is shared collectively, and that I think is powerful.
Gosh, Julia, that is really powerful, and I have to say, I've worked with you guys for several years now, and I didn't realize that there was that much experience, even kind of in your back office and your other office roles. So it's kind of from the time a parent walks through your virtual door until their learner graduates high school, they're surrounded with folks that have the experience and expertise to help guide them along. And that can be so important, especially for families who maybe are stepping into homeschool for the first time. In fact, I want to talk about that because, people ask me, you talked about, how your friends ask you about why you're with iLEAD and things like that. People ask me what I do. And when I mention that one of the schools that I support is a large homeschool, I typically get the same response from most of my friends who haven't homeschooled before. They kind of bristle and say, "Oh gosh, homeschool, I could never," And I think that's one of those falsehoods, one of those myths, right? That, I could never, because maybe I'm not an experienced teacher or something like that. So can we talk about that a lot? Because during the pandemic, especially during the distance learning portion at the beginning, a lot of families discovered that their kids really did thrive through distance learning for tons of reasons. Kids that needed a little bit more flexibility, families who wanted a little bit more autonomy with their children's learning, or kids that maybe just did a lot better when they weren't on a campus that was bustling with, a couple thousand other peers. So what about those families that might be new, that would be new to homeschooling, but are a little bit nervous about, gosh, I could never do this. Well, what kind of support do you guys provide for your families? Again, especially for those who have never done homeschooling and aren't credentialed teachers themselves.
So when families enroll, they're assigned an educational facilitator, a credentialed teacher, and they are your partner. We value parents as our educational partners. So together we collaborate and find the individual plan that's best suited for your learner, that meets all the content standards, that suits their learning style, that suits their schedule. So they help families find curriculum. And in the meantime, if a family's coming in and they're not sure about curriculum or classes they want to take, we have a getting started packet so learners are learning right away. They're not skipping a beat. We have assignments right off the bat, and we're open to changing those and individualizing those for each family. We have our website and our hub with past webinars for families to review. We have a getting started website that, has the basics of all our programs so families could get a better understanding of everything that's offered to them. We have field studies that learners could jump into, a lunch bunch so they could meet other kids their age. The educational partners, really they're the EF together to collaborate and help families. Each learner is provided with some instructional funds to help support the individualized learning plans. So they could take classes in science and have that hands-on experience, maybe some extracurricular, some curriculum to do at home with the guardian. So there's so many options and so many ways to personalize and individualize the educational journey, and the educational facilitators right there at the forefront to kind of help guide that with the family.
Wow, gosh, that is fantastic. So you guys have got full websites for folks that are brand new. So let me just kind of dispel this a little bit. If there's a parent out there thinking, during distance learning, my kid really did thrive. And gosh, this is something that I've always thought about. But the reason I haven't been able to homeschool is because, my son's going into 8th grade and I just can't with the math. So I feel like I would shortchange my son or my daughter in the area of math, or maybe I don't know anything about science, and so that's a deal breaker because I don't know all the subjects. Is that a deal breaker for the families? Does a parent need to be a curriculum expert in each of the subject areas?
No, absolutely not. We have vendors that offer classes that would support the learner learning math, for example. The EF could connect with you, see what's in your area. There's some online options. There's curriculum that is more asynchronous, so a learner could go through it. And then all our EFs have their synchronous instruction time that could help support learners in any gaps that the parent may be having throughout the week, like, I'm really struggling teaching this math concept, and the educational facilitators could come right in. They could help find personalized tutoring for the learner. So there's lots of different options.
Oh, wow. So it's almost like a buffet style, or maybe not buffet, but a la carte, where the EF will help a parent build their program. And I, as a parent, I might say, so for me, I'm a humanities guy. I really want to teach the history and English, but the science and math, I really can't. We can do online courses, or we can bring in tutors and build a program around A, my child's needs, and B, my abilities to educate them. That is amazing. Talking this morning with Julia Kim and Amber Musick. They are the directors of iLEAD Exploration, the homeschool that, yes, you can do. To find out more about their program, stick around with us. We will be right back. I'm Matt Watson, and this is SCVi and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley. You're listening to your hometown station on KHTS.
Accidents happen, but rest assured Patterson's Collision Center is here to help. Patterson's is a family-owned and operated collision repair facility providing the Santa Clarita Valley with premium collision repairs. Patterson's prides itself on being the only California-certified green repair shop in all of Santa Clarita. They are insurance claim specialists and even offer payment plans for your deductible. For personalized, friendly service, visit pattersonscollisioncenter.com or call 294-1011 and let Patterson's Collision Center help ease your worries today.
When you think about your next place, maybe even your forever place, are you hearing more of this and less of this? Introducing 5 Point Valencia, a vibrant new community coming to the Santa Clarita Valley. A place with parks, trails, and fresh architecture, all tuned to the way people want to live today. New homes for all, with prices to match, from the low 400,000s to over $1 million. Learn more at valencia.com.
Folks, this is your pancake speaking. If you look out your window, we're flying over IHOP's delicious international pancake combos.
Sweet tres leches.
A pancation wonderland with views of Belgian chocolate, tres leches, and vanilla spice.
Pancakes.
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 Pancakes. Let's back this thing up and take another look.
Go on a pancation with international pancakes at IHOP, starting at $4.99.
I'm Susan Owen, managing partner at Owen Patterson & Owen. I have 30 plus years in personal injury alone. There are so many attorneys who advertise, but we are different. If you are a client of Owen Patterson & Owen, I will be your attorney. We don't need to have other people handle our cases for us. If you've been injured, call Owen Patterson & Owen, 888-OPO-WINS. And we do, 888-OPO-WINS, or go to opolaw.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm excited to announce my new product, My Slippers. They took me over 2 years to develop because I didn't want just an ordinary slipper. My slippers are meant to be worn all day long, no matter what you're doing, whether you're inside or outside. My slippers come with an exclusive 3-tier cushioning system that you won't find in any other slipper. It combines 2 layers of foam, including my proprietary My Pillow foam and a patented impact gel made from U.S. soybeans. My 3-tier cushioning system is going to help relieve pressure points, provide that micro support you need for all-day comfort, and help prevent fatigue. Not only that, my slippers are made with high-quality leather and a premium indoor-outdoor sole that make them extremely durable. I personally guarantee they're going to be the most comfortable slippers you'll ever own.
Go to MyPillow.com to receive 40% off the My Slippers when you use the promo code KHTS. Or call 1-800-973-3927 and make sure to use the promo code KHTS.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. I am Matt Watson, your host, and you're listening to SCVi and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley. Joining me this morning are Julia Kim and Amber Musick. They are the directors of iLEAD Exploration, high-quality homeschool with the supports that you and your child need to succeed with the freedom and autonomy that you deserve. Now, Julia and Amber, people almost always ask this question when talking about homeschooling, right? They think about, okay, my child wakes up in my house, they do their schoolwork in my house, they go to bed in my house, they're kind of cloistered off from the rest of society, right? What about the socialization piece? How do kids develop socially if they're at home all day?
So I think this is a really, really fascinating question because, ironically, I have found in my experience that the learners that we have at our school, because they're given so many opportunities to interface and interact with a variety of people, that our kids are actually pretty darn socially adept at conversing with a park ranger, conversing with a professor, conversing with someone's 3-year-old brother, conversing with a parent. I think what's amazing about these socialization opportunities is from our park days, which is when we invite different pods or different facilitators have regions where we have park days where learners come, sometimes vendors come and do activities with us. We host tons of field studies events across all the counties, lots of vendor offerings where learners are able to kind of have those little class-type settings where, they meet the same kids twice a week for an hour at a time, and so they see the same learners together. But I think in the midst of all that, what I appreciate is in the home study model, you're not completely locked into only hanging out with, for 20 minutes, the kids who are at your age or maybe 1 year older, period. One amazing thing about this option when we do have these field studies events or opportunities is that there are sometimes grade level spans, and you do have different people who come in, not just their parents. There's other facilitators from different rosters, and the opportunity for learners to chat with and interact with and engage with people outside of just their parent is pretty high, from book clubs to synchronous instruction time to lunch bunch, which is offered almost every day. Lunch bunch, just to clarify, is a time where kids can literally just log on and eat lunch together. And that was something that we had brought on with the support of our counselors during COVID, because a lot of these kids who were so used to being out and about every single day in independent study, they're suddenly, at home just like everyone else. And so we needed to get all this socialization out there. And so from lunch bunch to switching our field studies events to virtual field study events, book clubs, ASB, virtual meetups, virtual game days, we did pivot along with the rest of the world. But these opportunities are, I think, critical for our learners because in terms of education, I think we all know when you have that opportunity to chat with someone else or even explore with someone else, you hear questions and you see things. And I see this all the time on field studies events. One kid asks a question and that spirals into 10 more questions. And so it's an amazing thing to see kids have the confidence to speak with adults that are different. And I know for myself personally, at one point when my oldest was in public school and my younger two were not, and people would ask me this question, Matt, again and again. Oh, what about socialization? And then I would challenge them. I'm like, okay, so look at my three kids. Which one is homeschooling and which one is not? And then they'd be like, your kids are homeschooling? I'm like, yeah, so which one do you think is? And they're like, I didn't even know your kids were. And I'm like, that's because socialization has not been an issue for us. So, yeah.
And the proof, like you said, is certainly in the pudding. I think it was...
If you have a PIN code, please...
Sorry about that. I don't have my PIN code with me. But like I said, the proof is in the pudding. I think it was this school year that one of your learners from iLEAD Exploration actually delivered the keynote speech at our iLEAD staff retreat. 17 years old, delivered a keynote speech to about 200 or 300 iLEAD staff members to kick off the year, and he was phenomenal in bantering back and forth with us. It was, boy, he had no trouble socializing with a ton of people. Go ahead, Patty.
Seems they just left, but just
Oh,
keep
no.
talking. We'll get them back. Though.
Okay.
We'll get them back.
All right. So yeah, we were talking this morning with Amber Musick and Julia Kim from iLEAD Exploration's homeschool program, and just all the different supports and everything that they provide with their learners. So yeah, we're just kind of dispelling some of those myths about socialization. And Amber just kind of flipped me on my head that about that idea about socialization, that kids in a homeschool program don't get socialized as well as kids that are on a school campus. She said that kids in their homeschool program actually have they have more of an opportunity to engage with kids from a wider spectrum. So we're going to try to get them back on in just a second, having a little bit of technical difficulty. But so just let me reset it for you guys. iLEAD Exploration is iLEAD's homeschool program. We have programs attached to some of our site-based schools. So if you're right here in town and you're familiar with SCVi, you can get information from SCVi and you'll be connected with the school campus there. And we've also got homeschool programs connected to our Agua Dulce school and our Lancaster school. I believe they're back. Julia, Amber, you guys there?
Yes.
We are here.
We're sorry about that, having a little bit of difficulty in here in the studio. So we were talking about, when we got disconnected, the support of socialization and our learners' social emotional learning, which we've learned is so very important. But you've also got a lot of programs to support our learners' academics, don't you? So, Amber, can you tell us a little bit about the programs that you have to support your iLEAD Exploration learners?
Sure. I think one of the programs we're most proud of this year is our intervention program. Each year, all our learners enrolled take the MAP test, and that kind of gives us a good idea of where each learner is and if there's any holes where they're not on grade level. And so those learners who aren't on grade level are offered the opportunity to participate in intervention to fill those gaps in reading and math. And so that's one opportunity we have for them. We have our Educator University, which is a great resource for families and learners. This year we're focused on our school-wide learner outcomes, so just going through everything and offering resources. We have our English language learner program. They offer ELD classes every week. We have a hub of resources for them. We have a whole testing team that's going to offer webinars to help prepare learners for the state testing in the spring. Our MAP coordinator offers webinars as well. We have school-wide writing rubrics that to walk learners through every type of writing process in every grade level to help support and build capacity for writing. Different resources for curriculums, giving you tutorials on how to use them, or just like a little quick review of the program to see if it would be best for you.
Wow, that is fantastic. Now, here's one for you. What about high schoolers? How do your high schoolers do? Are they going on to college after they finish your homeschool program? What supports do you have, and what kind of success are your high schoolers having?
So our high school team, Matt, is one of the highlights, I think, of our program because we have managed to collect the best talent in terms of our high school leadership team. And it's amazing how our high schoolers have been able to grow and change and develop over the years with the growth of our own high school program. So we now have platforms offered to all of our high schoolers. It's called SCORE, and it leads all of them. Like the focus of our high school team really is college and career readiness. And the beauty with our high school program is it's not college and career readiness in like this box of success. Really, our college and career advisor and our high school counselors are really gearing a personalized program and approach for these high school kids who have unique needs, unique passions, and are able to create and tailor an educational program that fits them. So a huge thing with our school is concurrent enrollment because these learners in our high school program have shown, they have the drive to get this done. And so concurrent enrollment just for our seniors alone last year was almost 40%.
Oh, wow.
And that's a really, really high number, right?
Yeah,
and that was during a COVID year. And I do want to share, the latest stats we have in terms of college is, so again, knowing that this fall, COVID did kind of influence it, that was, you could see that in our percentages. So about 65% went on to, I put it in quote unquote, traditional college, the traditional college route where they just went right after. That was about 65%. And about 20% of them actually took a gap year this year for obvious reasons. And so a lot of the rest that you think, okay, well, what are they doing? Some of the learners that join our program have, again, like we said, already have something. They're actors or actresses, or they're doing some type of very heavy competitive sport. And they move on to those things and join our program because they do have the flexibility to kind of pursue whatever it is that they're pursuing early on. And I did want to kind of highlight that our high school program, in that push for college and career readiness, besides just concurrent enrollment, we do offer AP courses and AP testing. We have different opportunities for college advisement in the sense that our college advisor hosts a college fair where colleges and universities from, when I say international, I literally mean different country universities came to our college fair where learners can go, and this was all done virtually, and they can come online and learners can go from college to college to college. And the best feeling ever is when we hear from our high school team is when a learner found a college, a best fit college that they had never even heard of, that they discovered through our high school team and in offering the college fair. So there is definitely encouragement, support, and affirmation for all of our parents and high school learners. You can do this. Not only can you do this, we will be here every step of the way. We will offer college information series courses to help you walk through the entire application process. Our high school counselors are there with you starting from 8th grade, making sure whatever your future plans and goals are, that they're going to be there to make sure that we as a school will do whatever we can to provide that support and guidance to get them to where they want to go.
That is phenomenal. So you guys have this full wraparound, customizable, individualized education that you're providing, getting high levels of success, not only through elementary and high school, but then into college that is fully personalized. That is amazing. Amber, can you tell our listeners how they can enroll and learn more?
Yeah, you can go to our website, iLEADexploration.org. We are still enrolling for this current school year, and you can enter a lottery to enroll for next year.
Fantastic. And for those of you that are listening on Facebook Live, producer Sarah has dropped the link there in the chat. But again, it's iLEADexploration.org. Julia, Amber, I want to thank you so much for joining me this morning. Directors of iLEAD Exploration Homeschool. Ladies, you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you, Matt.
I am Matt Watson. You're listening to SCVi and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley. We'll be right back on your hometown station, KHTS.
February's Senior Free Month at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. Visitors 65 and older receive free admission all month long. Whether you choose to get up close to your favorite wildlife, explore our unique habitats, relax with a drink and a view at Kimajami Overlook, or come along for an unforgettable safari adventure, there's something for everyone and countless memories to be made. With each and every visit, you make it possible to save wildlife worldwide. Guests must present their valid photo ID at any safari park ticket window to gain free admission, parking not included. San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance is an international nonprofit conservation organization that operates 2 world-class parks, the San Diego Zoo and the San Diego Zoo Safari Park, and empowers people to connect with plants and animals, develop an understanding of nature, and contribute to safeguarding wildlife everywhere by becoming wildlife allies. Visit sdzsafaripark.org and find out how seniors have free admission throughout February.
Experience Frontier Toyota's all-new hot and exciting Toyota lineup. Serving the Santa Clarita Valley for over 30 years. Frontier Toyota, the Camry, Corolla, and Prius Kings. They're tops in Tacoma and Tundra trucks. Frontier Toyota, the new way of car buying. Shop from home at frontiertoyota.com or visit their showroom at Valencia and Creekside. Discover a whole new car buying experience with your friends at Frontier Toyota.
Find the right job for right now at College of the Canyons Job Fair, taking place on the COC Valencia campus on Friday, March 11th from 9 till noon. The job fair will feature businesses from many industries, looking to fill positions ranging from entry-level to management. Bring plenty of resumes and dress to impress. Visit cocjobfair.com for info. That's cocjobfair.com.
Support locally owned businesses. Shop for your pet supplies at Pet Supplies Plus. Pet Supplies Plus has everything you need and more, with a wide selection of food, services, and supplies. Curbside pickup is available, or have your over $35 order delivered locally for free. Need your pet groomed? Pet Supplies Plus offers full grooming services and a self-service dog wash. Cat adoptions every Sunday and dog adoptions every month. Vaccinations and training classes are also available. Locally owned and operated Pet Supplies Plus, located next to Old Navy in the Valencia Marketplace Shopping Center. Go to PetSuppliesPlus.com.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station. This is AM 1220 and FM 98.3, excuse me.
0.1.
98.1? Excuse me. Gosh, my brain is all over the place this morning. Let me try that again. Patty, let's restart that segment. All right. Okay, there we go. Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 and 1220 AM. I am Matt Watson. You're listening to SCVi and iLEAD Schools, Eye on the Valley. We are waiting on our next guest, but in the meantime, let's take a look what's going on today. Let's look at today's. You guys know that I love the holidays.
Sure.
Right. So I love to celebrate, and it's a holiday every day. You don't have to wait until when the days get dark and cold to celebrate the holidays, or when it's super hot and you're celebrating 4th of July. There's a holiday every day. In fact, we've got 3 of them today. Today is National Skip the Straw Day. That's right. Cause to celebrate, Carlos. It is National Skip the Straw Day. So you can see I'm sipping my coffee. Are you one of those people that drinks your coffee with a straw? I don't know. I've seen that. I don't see how it keeps your teeth whiter because... But today is National Skip the Straw Day. Nobody likes seeing that goth turtle with his nose pierced with the straw, and straws can do damage if they're not disposed of properly. I do have to say, though, I am very much anti-paper straw. You get those paper straws there in your lemonade, and yeah, it's fine for the first 3 or 4 sips, but I want to make sure that my straw doesn't start to break down for the environment before I'm done with my lemonade, right? So you get those paper straws and they just start to disintegrate before you're even halfway done with your lemonade. So today is National Skip the Straw Day. Skip the straw. Use a bamboo straw. Those ones are kind of cool.
Bamboo.
Yeah, bamboo straws. Yeah, they're all the thing.
Oh, like the really, really hard. Like
Yeah,
they're
they're
sturdy,
dried and sturdy. You know, there's some people like to use the metal straws. I'm always worried that I'm gonna hit it on my teeth though, and that just. So, but yeah, let's skip the plastic straw today for National Skip the Straw Day. It is also this one comes with a little bit more fanfare. Get your trumpets ready. It is National Chocolate Covered Nut Day. Patty, what's your favorite chocolate covered nut?
It would be, chocolate. I would say chocolate covered walnuts or chocolate peanuts.
Okay.
Sometimes with caramel. Listen, I get specific, Matt.
Okay, fantastic. You know, I'm not a big fan of a lot of nuts, so I'd got to go with a chocolate covered peanut. Producer Sarah says that she loves chocolate covered almonds. And hearkening back to National Skip the Straw Day, my bestie Jasmine Foster here says that she likes a pasta straw. So. Yeah, I guess like the penne pasta or something. I'm not sure how that works, but that's an interesting idea. Just don't try it with a hot drink, right? Because then that's gonna. Yeah. Today is also National Clam Chowder Day. Makes sense that this comes on a Friday. It is National Clam Chowder Day, and I believe in celebration of National Clam Chowder Day, that pretty much every restaurant in the free world is serving clam chowder this evening. So get on out there and enjoy National Clam Chowder Day. So yeah, there we go. We've got those three holidays: National Skip the Straw Day, National Chocolate Covered Nut Day, and National. What about macadamia nuts? Everybody seems to really enjoy the macadamia nuts. Do you like the macadamia nuts?
I like macadamia nuts in cookies, like a macadamia nut like cookie and all that stuff. It almost because it's like you mix that and like some white chocolate, like sometimes in the cookie, and like that's the only time I've ever really had macadamia nuts. But it's fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
You know, I don't care for the macadamia nuts. Like I said, I'm not a big nut.
Right.
Nut. So yeah, I typically prefer my cookies, my chocolate without nuts. If I have to, I'll have a chocolate covered peanut.
Yeah.
But other than that, not a big nut fan. I do have to tell you something kind of funny, and I'm not worried about it. I know that it's much too early in the show for Mom to be listening. So here's the thing. Big T's coming on a little bit later in the show. We're going to have lots of fun with Big T. Big T is my older brother. He is deathly allergic to nuts.
Really?
All types of nuts. Walnuts, peanuts, cashews, almonds, all that stuff. Big T's allergic to nuts.
Okay.
And I hate them.
Right.
Okay. Patty, 35 years.
Okay.
35 years. My mother never baked a cookie without nuts in it. Never. Right?
Really?
Yeah. I'm surprised the neighbors never called Department of Child Services. Why? Why? So now let's flash forward. I'm a grown adult. I'm in my own house. I got my own kids, right? I can make my own cookies now. Mom picks up the phone one day and calls me and says, "Hey, I'm making cookies. Do your kids like nuts?" And I'm like, "Mom, what do you care? You're going to put nuts in the cookies anyways." She says, "Yeah, probably." So, all right, let's take a quick look at today in history. I'm a history buff, and today's kind of a cool day in history. Today, so what is it? January 25th, 2022. So let's take a look back on this day in history. On January 25th, 1964, a young upstart, 22 years old, Cassius Clay, shocks the world by dethroning world heavyweight boxing champ Sonny Liston in a 7th-round technical knockout. You know, the dreaded Liston, who had twice demolished former champ Floyd Patterson in one round. He was an 8-1 favorite. 8-1 favorite. Sure, Cassius Clay, who would later become known as Muhammad Ali, tore through the Olympics, tore through his amateur career. I think he started boxing when he was 7, 8 years old. He had amassed, I think, 100 wins in amateur competition before he went on to the Olympics, tore through the Olympics, won a gold medal, but was still an 8-1 underdog coming in against Sonny Liston. And yeah, after the 7th round, Sonny Liston just refused to come out of the corner. He had a shoulder injury and just couldn't take it. Virtually no one believed that Cassius Clay could beat him. Well, there was one person that believed it. That's right, Cassius Clay. He knew he was going to knock him out, and he said he's going to knock him out in the 10th round. Well, he did it a little bit earlier than that, and went on to become the legend that we know as Muhammad Ali. And yeah, absolutely the greatest of all time. Don't come at me with Floyd Mayweather or Rocky Marciano or Mike Tyson. All those guys were great. Nothing away from them. But Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, the greatest that ever fought. Also on this day in 1940, an NHL game was televised in the U.S. for the first time. Do you believe that? Way back in 1940 was the first telecast of the National Hockey League in New York. As a matter of fact, NBC was experimenting with television technology, and they estimate that a viewing audience of about 300 people watched the New York Rangers get the win on that evening in 1940. On this day, February 25th, 1987, the NCAA suspends SMU's football program for the 1987 season. That is right. It is the heaviest penalty ever handed down by the NCAA. For recruiting violations, I believe it was. The NCAA suspended Southern Methodist University's football program for the entirety of the 1987 season for, repeated violations, but stopped short of what they call the death penalty of stripping them of their football program altogether. It did set them back years. Took them decades, as a matter of fact, to recover, and only recently has SMU's football program kind of come back into prominence. Now, also, February 25th, 1862, the Legal Tender Act passed to help finance the Civil War. On February 25th, 1862, the U.S. Congress passed the Legal Tender Act, authorizing the use of paper notes to pay the government's bills. This ended the long-standing policy of only using gold or silver in such transactions. It allowed the government to finance the enormously expensive Civil War, and that was one of the things, obviously not the only thing, but one of the things that helped the Union win that war and preserve the Union ultimately and continue the growth of these great United States. And lastly, in 1870, the first African-American congressman was sworn in. Yeah, way back in 1870. Hiram Rhodes Revels, a Republican from Natchez, Mississippi, is sworn into the U.S. Senate, becoming the first African-American ever to sit in Congress. That is on this day, February 25th, 1870. And that is this day in history on Eye on the Valley. I am Matt Watson, your host, and you are listening to your hometown station, KHTS. We'll be right back.
Why did Mercedes-Benz of Valencia win the Dealer of Excellence Award in 2019?
Because we strive to provide the most outstanding sales experience.
Mercedes-Benz of Valencia COO Chris Paz.
We know you have high expectations. Our stellar team will meet and exceed your expectations. That's why we were named Mercedes Best of the Best, placing us in the top 10% of all Mercedes dealers nationwide.
Find out how you can lease a new Mercedes for unbelievably low monthly payments. Details at mbzvalencia.com.
KHTS strives to give the Santa Clarita Valley all the information they need, and when our computers aren't working the way they should, we call Resurgence, your true source for IT. Resurgence provides outstanding customer service while also providing the highest technical ability. They strive to do what's best to improve and protect your business. For more information on Resurgence, call 349-4114 or visit resurgenceit.com.
Welcome to Dunkin', where you can always try something new, like the brown sugar oat iced latte, made with oat milk. How about a winter blend? Hot or iced coffee, only $2 until February 1st. If you're hungry, try the new omelet bites, bacon and cheddar, or egg white and veggies. Use the Dunkin' app, earn points, and get rewards. Dunkin' has 2 locations in the SCV, Bouquet Canyon with curbside pickup and delivery, or try the Canyon Country drive-thru. Santa Clarita runs on Dunkin'.
No contract pest control. Did you hear that? Yes, Unipest has no contract, low impact, affordable, and environmentally and family friendly pest control options with orange oil or other family friendly products. Whether it's ants, spiders, gophers, termites, or bed bugs, Unipest Termite and Pest Control has an effective, eco-friendly option for you. Call Unipest today for a free orange oil inspection at 661-BUG-7575 or visit unipest.com.
KHTS, AM 1220 and 98.1 FM Santa Clarita. It's 9 o'clock. Time for national news on KHTS.
A mass exodus from Ukraine. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Swiss officials say more than 50,000 Ukrainian refugees have fled their country in 48 hours, mainly to neighboring Poland and Moldova, as Russia continues an invasion that now appears to include an amphibious assault. A U.S. defense official says thousands of Navy infantry are moving ashore in southern Ukraine. And if escalating international sanctions aren't stopping Russia, what about diplomacy? Fox's Simon Owen is live in London.
Lisa, there are hints of a possible diplomatic opening, but much remains uncertain. Russia says it has accepted an offer from Ukraine to hold talks, but the Russian foreign minister said Ukraine's armed forces would have to lay down their arms first. And President Putin is defiant, issuing more insults today. He described Ukraine's leaders as drug addicts and neo-Nazis and urged Ukrainian military leaders to seize power. Lisa?
Thanks, Simon. President Biden taking part in a virtual NATO summit earlier today, but he's ready to formally unveil his Supreme Court pick. Fox's Jared Halpern is live at the White House.
Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson will be introduced as a Supreme Court nominee this afternoon. President Biden calling her an exceptionally qualified and historic nominee. Jackson is the first black woman nominated to the U.S. Supreme Court. She was confirmed to the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals last year, winning 3 Republican votes. She was a federal district court judge and a federal public defender. A graduate of Harvard's law school, Jackson was a clerk for Justice Stephen Breyer, whose retirement later this year opens up the vacancy on the court. Lisa.
Thanks, Jared. Longtime Republican Senator from Oklahoma, Jim Inhofe, confirming reports about his retirement. The 87-year-old telling the Oklahoman he and his wife decided they need to have time together. America is listening to Fox News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss the final days to save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed, plus special financing on all smart beds. Ends Monday. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
A pharmaceutical giant and several other companies agree to settle a nationwide opioid-related lawsuit for tens of billions of dollars.
Johnson & Johnson and 3 distributors, AmerisourceBergen, Cardinal Health, and McKesson, are all finalizing a settlement in a lawsuit against them, blaming them for part of the opioid epidemic. That settlement is worth $26 billion. None of that money goes directly to victims or families, but will go to state and local governments from California to Florida, including Native American tribes, to treat the addicted and the injured, the mentally ill, or the homeless. The money can be paid as early as April. Eben Brown, Fox News.
The top public school official in Kansas has just resigned over an offensive remark about Native Americans at a recent public conference. State Education Commissioner Randy Watson had joked about Indians raiding a town while likening pandemic response to dealing with natural disasters. He had faced calls to resign yesterday, including from the Kansas governor and 3 indigenous state legislators. The U.S. Treasury Department out with a report on where billions of dollars in pandemic rental assistance went.
The Treasury Department reports that more than 80% of the billions of dollars in federal rental assistance aimed at keeping families in their homes during the pandemic. It went to low-income tenants, and that the largest percentage of tenants that received the aid were black, followed by female-headed households. Lawmakers approved over $46 billion in emergency rental assistance last year, with the department saying that it continues to use every lever to ensure the funds are distributed equitably and with a focus on families with children. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
Big rebound underway on Wall Street. The Dow's up 705. The S&P also gaining more than 2%. I'm Lisa Brady. This is Fox News.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
A key inflation gauge hit 6.1% in January. That's the strongest gain since 1982. The Personal Consumption Expenditures Index jumped 5.2% year over year, excluding food and energy prices. Elon Musk and his brother are under scrutiny by the Securities and Exchange Commission, which is investigating whether recent stock sales violated insider trading rules, according to the Wall Street Journal. The investigation began last year after Kimball Musk sold more than $100 million worth of Tesla shares a day before his brother polled Twitter users asking whether he should sell 10% of his stake in the electric car maker. Shares fell sharply after that poll. And for the second time, some employees at a Starbucks in suburban Phoenix are expected to move forward with a vote on whether to unionize. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
Inflation just broke a nearly 40-year record thanks to Biden's out-of-control spending, and every second you are losing more of your hard-earned savings. But you can fight back. With a gold IRA from Birch Gold, you can protect your retirement from this outright theft. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I'm one of the Birch Gold's many happy customers. To learn how to set up your own gold IRA, text the word SHELTER to 989898. Do it now, today. Text SHELTER to 989898.
Thanks for listening to KHTS AM 1220, Canyon Country, California. K260CO 98.1 FM, Santa Clarita, California.
SCVi is a tuition-free TK through 12 charter school that gives your child boundless opportunities to think critically and imagine freely. We offer a customized learning program built around your child's unique interests and strengths, with the only international baccalaureate program in all of Santa Clarita. Our approach keeps students and families in step no matter where your learning is taking place. Be empowered to make your mark on the world at SCVi. To take a tour or enroll now in our one-of-a-kind program, visit iLEADSantaClarita.org. iLEAD Schools, free to think, inspired to lead.
Once heart attack symptoms begin, delaying treatment increases the risk of heart damage, disability, and even death. Time is critical. Leading the Valley with the most advanced digital technology and treatment times that beat national best practice goals, Providence offers emergency coronary angioplasty and stenting performed by highly trained board-certified cardiologists. For more information, call 1-888-HEALING. The road to healing leads to Providence.
Hey, this is Kyle with your hometown station weather. Cold today here in the Santa Clarita Valley. Temperatures expected to be actually a little warmer than yesterday. Highs in the low 60s, overnight lows in the mid 30s. But clear skies, chilly here in the Santa Clarita Valley.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
The following is sponsored programming and does not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of KHTS or its ownership.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. I am Matt Watson, your host, and you're listening to SCVi and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley. We're coming to you live from the KHTS studios here at the center of Main Street in beautiful downtown Newhall. Man, oh man, if you have not spent a Friday night on Main Street here in Newhall, you do not know what you're missing. There's just all kinds of amazing stuff going on down here in downtown Newhall. We're going to talk about one of the amazing things that you can catch down here this weekend in just a second. Let me tell you a little bit about our show if this is your first time dialing in. Eye on the Valley is brought to you by SCVi and iLEAD Schools. We're a network of charter schools with campuses in Castaic, Agua Dulce. Look at me, I'm pointing for those of you watching on Facebook Live. We've got campuses in Castaic, Agua Dulce, Lancaster. How do you point way up there? Lancaster. We've also got a fully accredited online school. That's right, K through 12 online. Yes, your kindergartner can do online school. No, you don't have to do it all for them. And, you know, we talked to our homeschool directors just last hour, Julia and Amber. They were amazing. iLEAD Exploration. For more information on our homeschool, our online school, any of our campus-based schools, just visit us at iLEADschools.org for more information. And then that'll also direct you to each one of the individual schools. Each one is unique, so find the school that best fits your needs and poke around, give them a call, or gosh, you can click enroll now and they'll call you and give you all the information that you need to know. So yeah, so we've got our eye on education here in Santa Clarita and across the nation. But like our show says, we keep our eye on the Valley as well, bringing you everything that you need to know about what's what here in the Valley. And we do it all while having a lot of fun. Speaking of having a lot of fun, we had a lot of fun last hour, but this hour I did insist that my guest join us in studio just to make sure that we didn't have any technical issues. So my next guest he's a very busy guy. He is the arts and events supervisor for the city of Santa Clarita and the manager of the Main, which is the theater space that the city operates here on Main Street, just about a half a block up from the studio here. Jeff Barber is a SoCal native, born and raised in Simi Valley. He's a fourth-generation drummer who has the coolest nickname in the world. Jeff, welcome back to Eye on the Valley. Good to have you.
Thanks, Matt.
So I mentioned it, and let's get it out of the way. You're called Six. Can you tell us, was that like your GPA, or you got 6 fingers on your left hand? Where'd the nickname come from?
Oh gosh, this was about 20 years ago. I lived in Hollywood. I gave some money to a homeless person out front of a 7-Eleven, and literally it was a fairly generous amount of money. And I just felt generous that morning. And about 5 days later, in the middle of the night on a Wednesday, at like 3 in the morning, I woke up and I realized that someone was yelling from the parking lot below, number 6. And once I got my senses, I thought, that's my apartment number. And I looked down and I opened the window. I'm like, can I help you? And this gentleman asked, hey man, you were so nice the other day. Can I have some more money? And I was shocked because I was woken up, I was totally sleeping, and then I woke up and heard this yelling, and then I thought, okay, all my neighbors probably think I'm a drug dealer or something. So at any rate, I surmised that he followed me home, and there was a security gate up my stairs, but there's number 6, and I guess he figured how many windows over. And one of my friends, I have a lot of wacky things happen to me, so one of my friends was like, that is crazy, dude. I'm gonna call you 6, or number 6, and then it just got shortened, and
to 6.
Yeah, and it's stuck for 20 years. Some people don't even know my real name.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a tremendous moniker. All right. Well, I love that. Just 6, and you've also got it on, or at least you used to have it on your license plate, right?
Yes, I did. Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. So tell us, 6. Tell us about your role with the city of Santa Clarita. So what do you do as the arts and events coordinator?
So I started with the city about 15 years ago. In May, I guess it'll be 15 years, and I originally was doing public art and art exhibits. I started the art exhibit program around the town and various venues. So did that for some years, did some events like the first Earth Day Festival that the city put on. I organized that. And just before COVID, actually, I was transferred to the main theater. The city took that over when the Rep East Playhouse left that space, and we didn't want to have a void of theater or creative endeavors on Main Street. So the city took it over and was paying the rent, and so we had that for a couple years before I got over there, and we had some maternity leave, and then so I I filled that void, but then once that person came back, they were in events, and so I ended up being the manager there. And it's kind of funny because it's kind of full circle, really. For me, I used to be the kid in the neighborhood that would put shows on. I'd set up chairs in the garage and charge like a quarter for kids to come in, and my sister and I would create a show. And now I'm, 50 years later, 45 years later, and I'm managing a theater. So it's really nice to be doing that for the city. So I run the space, and we develop all sorts of programming and work with theater companies locally to do some plays, and it's a really fun space.
So that is phenomenal. So you guys put on all kinds of stuff. Now, can outside organizations come in and use the space, or is it just acts that you guys book? Like, if I've got a band, can my band play a gig there? Or if I'm an aspiring producer or a new producer, can I rent it out and put my show on there?
Yes, definitely. It's rentable and pretty reasonable rates as well. Probably the only thing that might be difficult is finding a date for this year. We have packed it in. We have about 16 plays for this season coming up. So, and then we have our 10 by 10 show and other shows like the Society Improv Group and Punchlines, which is a new comedy show. So that would be the only problem, is actually finding a date where we have availability now. But yes, if we have an open date, and we've had concerts rented for concerts, for play productions that are not part of our season, one-off concerts and stuff like that. So,
I love that our city does stuff like that. Right? Recently, the city also took over what's now the Cube, the ice skating rink in town, and not just as a way to publicly subsidize endeavors that are otherwise not being successful. The city's been wildly successful, even early on here with the ice skating rink and at the Main as well, as you said, lots of different acts, coming and going. And so you mentioned you've got a lot of other acts. I do want to get into the one that's opening tonight, but talk to us about some other type of acts that you've got coming up.
Sure. The first one that comes to mind I'm really excited about, and I'm excited about all of them, but some stand out. March 31st is a show called Enchanted. It's a whole evening of mentalism. Yeah, a couple months ago we had a magic evening that was sold out, and one of the acts was a mentalist, a guy named Alan Gittleson. I discovered him at the Magic Castle and got his card, and so he's performed at 10 by 10 little mini sets of mentalism. During that show, he actually made a woman weep because he was so accurate with his mind reading, and her friends were like shocked, going every time he'd say something. And so one of my staff and I, after that evening, we went over to the refinery and we're having a beer and talking, and we thought we should do a whole night of mentalism. And so March 31st is Enchanted, an evening of mentalism at the Main. And so we have two mentalists and then a magician that's going to be a local gentleman by the name of Brian Hoffman, who will serve as the MC, but he'll do some tricks and then introduce the first mentalist. We'll have an intermission. He'll come back, do some tricks. And so I think it's going to be a real fun one. So that's definitely a highlight in my mind coming up on March 31st.
Definitely. And if you've never seen a mentalist before, it's amazing. If you like magic, it's going to blow your mind. If you don't like magic, I love, especially, up close magic.
Yes.
But even if you don't, with a mentalist, it's not a trick. It's not illusion. They're not deceiving you somehow. It's basically someone who pays such good attention that they're able to discern things. We had a guy in studio not long ago that was able to tell, it's just a pick a card and I'll guess what card. I would pick a card, the guy would ask me 2 or 3 questions that had nothing to do with the card, and then knew exactly what I was holding just because of, I don't know, the way my hair wiggled or something like that.
Yeah, it's stunning. It really is. So I'm looking forward to that one for sure.
It's going to be a great show.
Yeah.
So anything else you got coming up?
Yeah, definitely. We have a new series. It's called Locals Only, and that's it debuts on March 4th at the Main. And what Locals Only it's a concert series with local bands. So there's over 100 bands in Santa Clarita, believe it or not, of all different genres and all age groups, and folks that are looking to become famous and others who just love playing music. So there's the whole variety.
Okay.
So we're putting together a series of 4 shows over the next 9 months. that feature different genres, and they're all local bands. So the one coming up on
cool.
March 4th is a Latin-based fusion night.
Okay, so you kind of do similar genres.
Yes.
So if I'm into classical, I'm not going to get the symphony and the punk rock on the same night.
Correct. Yes. So that night we have a group called Pico de Gallo.
Sweet.
And then the other group is some folks from the band Incendio. If you've heard of them, they're a pretty local band, pretty popular local band. So that one's going to be really fun. And then, of course, you're going to talk about tonight's or this weekend's show, which is the last weekend of the Diaries of Adam and Eve, which is we did a bunch of virtual programming during COVID.
Yeah.
The first 2 weeks I sat home, and then I'm like, I can't just sit there. And I was thinking, talk to my boss. I'm like, can we do like some virtual stuff? And so we did virtual 10x10s where people would shoot themselves doing their 10-minute act, and we would edit it together and then put it on. One of my staff and I even created a cooking show called Food Sessions.
Wow.
And we did artist development workshops for musicians and filmmakers and actors and stuff. So, so we're excited to be live now. And Diaries of Adam and Eve has been very popular, and that was one of my favorites. We did it virtually, and it was one of my favorites of all we did. So I'm so excited to see it here live. I'm coming on Saturday. I waited. I didn't go to the first 2 weekends, but and it's a Mark Twain adapted piece by a local director named Eric Clark, and it's just a lovely, lovely piece. So that's this tonight, and tomorrow at 2 and 7:30, and then on Sunday at 2 o'clock.
Okay. Very cool. Now, you talked about the pandemic and the virtual stuff that you guys did. That fascinated me throughout the entire, during the entire shutdown portion of the pandemic. Different people, different businesses, different industries' ability to pivot, and those that, for whatever reason, weren't able to pivot. And I get that things were really, really tough, right?
Yes.
But I was really proud of the fact that our schools, for example, things shut down on March 13th for schools-wise, right? That was the last day of school, and that the announcement was made that day that schools were going to be virtual from now on. I was so proud of our school organization that we were able to start up that very next Monday. What was it, the 16th?
Wow.
And we talked about different, we had a DJ come in and talk about what he's doing. Well, how do you DJ when no one's allowed to leave their house? Well, this guy, Graham Silver, figured it out and was doing mobile DJ kind of parties on the cul-de-sac kind of thing.
Nice.
And what you guys did blew my mind.
Thank you.
You guys, we heard about all the folks on Broadway and here in Hollywood and how devastated the theater industry was. But you guys actually grew your audience worldwide during the pandemic. Tell us a little bit about how you were able to do that.
Yeah, that was an exciting part of that because our numbers were thousands of people watching 10x10. The first one was mild, and then we got up to 2,000 people watching on one night, and with the main seats, 81 people.
Yeah.
Or for instance, the artist development workshops that I mentioned, the New Heights workshops. Anyone from anywhere in the world, if you're a musician, anywhere in the world, you could learn about how to improve your craft in whatever topic we were focusing on, and that was very inspiring. And we actually created, I think it was our third iteration of our SOS Stage on Screen virtual plays series. We did an international because we thought, well, we can get plays from anywhere now.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
We could record or we could do some of them live. We did some of them live. We had plays from, from everywhere. China, from Ireland, from England. There was one in Africa. And so it was really cool to be able to work with people from all over the world. In fact, one of our staff, Stephen Nyman, who is also known as Even Steven with the You're the Best talent show, he's in England now going to school for theater, and he met some folks from the virtual play that we did from folks in Britain, and now they're friends, and they're like hanging out in London because he worked with them on the virtual production of their play we did stuff. I thought, okay, it could be challenging. We'll figure it out, time zone stuff and all that.
Sure.
But then we thought, well, we could record them too and play them, but they're doing it live and then they're recording it and then we can just play it for folks. And so it was really fun to and it certainly made time go by quick as well,
Right, you're not
because
just
it was
sitting on your couch
nonstop,
waiting for the work to start again.
nonstop. Yeah. So 10 by 10 and the artist workshops and then the plays. And then we decided, hey, let's do let's create a food show. So, which was really fun. It was really fun. We had a kind of 3 components: a chef from the local community, and then actually 2 chefs. There was I'm trying to think of the food bank folks, not the food bank folks. Shoot, I'm not going to get it. At any rate, so we
Talking
had
about Santa Clarita Grocery here in town.
No,
okay.
I'm drawing a blank on the group.
Okay.
At any
no
rate,
worries.
so we had chefs doing recipes, and part of it was a local person from the community. We would find some local people, so we'd have the hometown or the home dish, or.
I see.
And so it was nice to put something like that together, and just again, we pushed ourselves, and it was really fun and stressful sometimes.
Yeah.
But in the end, I'm very proud of it.
Now there's a flip side of that coin, and one of the things that as a curriculum specialist that works with teachers, the pandemic taught us as teachers so much about what we can do with technology, how to reach kids, how to engage kids in different ways, and it really was a tremendous time of growth for teachers everywhere, not just teachers, people in every segment, right? When all of a sudden you can't do what you're used to doing and you have to find new ways of doing it, you learn, you grow. But then when we're allowed to go back to work, I was worried, okay, that my teachers were going to go back into the classroom and start doing the same thing that they'd always done in the past and stop engaging kids. Now, I'm so proud of our teachers at iLEAD that they have not done that. They've continued to rely on those amazing ways of engaging kids that they learned through the pandemic. What about you guys? Are you still offering the virtual programming? Are those things that you learned to do during the pandemic still available for audiences?
They're still available, all the ones that we did in the last 2 years.
Okay.
We haven't been developing new ones because we're so excited about in person.
About having folks back,
yeah. But
yeah.
I have thought about the idea of those videos live forever, primarily,
Sure.
for the most part.
Yeah.
So through our communications department, marketing department, maybe. I guess reintroducing the audiences in the community to the food sessions program or the artist development again, and we have kind of a international reach.
Yeah.
So I think that's something I'd like to do is just reintroduce folks locally, internationally to all of those videos we've done, the plays and the food program and the 10 by 10s, the variety show.
Yeah.
That was a hoot. It was a lot of work because we have 10 acts doing 10 minutes. And so every month we would have to get 10 acts to get us their videos.
Okay.
And then edit it together and create a whole montage and all of that. And, sometimes people you got to, hey.
You got to push a little bit.
Need that.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I'm that guy. Well, I'm so glad to hear that everybody's excited about getting back. And speaking of which, like I said, you've got a show that's back. Is it the last weekend this weekend?
Yes, this is the last weekend for the Diaries of Adam and Eve. Again, it's a Mark Twain piece that was adapted by Eric Clark.
Yeah, I want to talk more about that when we get back. We do need to take a quick commercial, but we'll be back and we'll talk more about the Diaries of Adam and Eve. Still open this weekend for you to enjoy. I'm Matt Watson. You're listening to SCVi and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS.
No doubt about it. LA is an awesome place to live. But even while living in the land of beaches and mountains, it's safe to say that we could all use a real vacation right about now. One where you don't have to stop for gas, cook your own meals, or strip your own sheets. Lucky for us, Princess Cruises has a port right here in LA. Now, for a limited time, LA residents can sail with Princess from just $89 per day to the beaches of Mexico, the tropics of Hawaii, or cruise along the California coast without getting stuck in traffic. That's right, just $89 per day. And while these great destinations aren't going anywhere, these deals won't be around forever. So visit princess.com, call 1-800-PRINCESS, or contact your travel advisor to book your cruise today. Set sail with LA's cruise line, Princess Cruises. Terms and restrictions apply. Promotional pricing ends November 30th, 2021. Ships are Bermudan and British registry. Before booking, consult the CDC website at www.cdc.gov.
It's time to enhance your natural beauty at Hestia Medical Spa. Select from a large menu of services, including an assortment of fillers that can be used in the face, lips, hands, and a variety of other body parts. Get rid of that double chin with Kybella, an injectable treatment to permanently destroy fat cells under the chin. Hestia Medical Spa also offers Botox, Dysport, and Xeomin to help reduce severe frown lines. Experience rejuvenation at Hestia Medical Spa, located on Valencia Boulevard next to City Hall. Call 753-3434 or go online to hestiamedicalspa.com.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVi and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley. I'm your host, Matt Watson, and my guest this morning is the Arts and Events Supervisor for the City of Santa Clarita and the manager of the Main Theater here on Main Street, Jeff Barber. Jeff, before the break, we were talking a little bit about the show that you've got going on here at the Main. It is the last weekend, but you've still got, 3-4 shows going on this weekend of the Diaries of Adam and Eve. First of all, tell me there are still tickets available and that we're not talking about a show that people can't go watch.
Yes, tonight's show is selling very, very well. So if you wanted to go tonight, you should go on the atthemain.org and get tickets there. And the weekend, there's tickets available. But definitely seeing that, okay, I've waited, now I need to go see that thing. And so every time I look at the sales, they're up, 10, 15, and et cetera. So, but yes, there's a show tonight at 7:30, which is, we're on February 25th.
Yep.
26th, there's a show at 2 o'clock, and then one at 7:30. And then on Sunday, 27th, there is one at 2 o'clock.
Okay, perfect timing for the weekend. So, if you were wondering what to do tonight, you better jump on that website right now, atthemain.org.
Atthemain.org.
To get tickets or make your plans for the weekend, and a great opportunity to really spend an entire afternoon or evening here in downtown Newhall with all the amazing restaurants. The Main is surrounded by some of my favorite restaurants. You got the Refinery on one side of you. You've got El Trocadero on the other side. Across the street, you've got my favorite place in town, the Reyes Winery on Main.
Yeah.
That is absolutely phenomenal. And you can go have, an early lunch maybe and join the matinee, or an early dinner, or you book a later dinner. I know Reyes is open a little bit later. So perfect date opportunity. So, Jeff, tell us about the Diaries of Adam and Eve. Now, I'm sure lots of us know the biblical story of Adam and Eve, but it's a little bit of a twist on that, isn't it?
It's definitely a twist, and before I get into that, just briefly, the play is very short.
Okay.
It's an hour and 10 minutes long.
That is good to know.
No intermission.
At Reyes, you need reservations. And
correct.
So, okay, hour and 10 minutes.
Hour and 10 minutes, no intermission.
So at the 7:30 show, I'm going to be out by, 8:45 would be a good time to make reservations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yes, of course, it's an adaptation or a creation by Mark Twain, so wordsmith, God, and so it's just a very delightful play, the way he puts words together, and then Eric adapted and changed some things and created this interplay between Adam and Eve, and it's really lovely. And again, it was my favorite one that we did virtually, so I'm really excited to see it in person tomorrow night. There's only 2 people in the cast, and a very minimal set, but beautiful lighting that has been created, and it's from what I've heard already, and I've seen a lot of Facebook posts and all of that. One of them that comes to mind was someone brought their 13-year-old kid, and he loved it.
Okay.
So so it is accessible to all age groups.
All right.
And again, very from the virtual one that we did, it was very lovely, very thought provoking and sweet, and the interaction between the two characters, again being Adam and Eve, just really lovely.
So you mentioned those two characters, and I was looking at the poster yesterday. Gosh, you couldn't have picked two more beautiful human beings to play the part of Adam and Eve. Is that Joe Jonas that's playing Adam? It sure looks like him.
It does look like him, yes. That gentleman is actually English, which is awesome. So, but he does not speak with an English accent on the stage. So it's pretty interesting that that they ended up with an English actor for Adam. And,
I'm glad to hear that he puts on the American accent, because we all know that Adam and
Eve were American. Yes,
Yes, they were.
Yep. The Garden of Eden was, in the valley.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Jersey. Okay, very cool. So like you said, it is accessible for all audiences. If you're looking to have a father-daughter day or a date night, like I said,
definitely.
absolutely perfect.
And it's $12 for ticket.
Oh my
so
lord!
it's just
Couldn't get more
pretty reasonable.
accessible than that.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So once again, shows are this evening 7:30.
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow Saturday the 26th at 2 p.m. and 7:30.
Yep.
And then Sunday matinee 2 p.m. and that's when the show closes.
Yep.
So you got 4 shows to choose from. Jump on atthemain.org to get your tickets. So that sounds like a tremendous amount of fun. And like I said, you pick any one of the many amazing restaurants down here and grab lunch before, dinner after, and just make it a full experience. Yeah. It's going to be cool, so bring a sweater, but gosh, an amazing show to join. Now, we talked about how you guys host bands. You're going to have the series of musical festivals coming up and things like that. I mentioned in your intro that you're a drummer and you're in a band, right? Does your band ever perform here at the Main?
We did one virtual show at the Main, and that was pretty fun. And I think we had about 400 people watching at the show time, which is stunning. 400 people watching at one time. But again, people were bored, and it was at a point where they weren't inundated with everyone and their brother playing music live on Facebook or whatever. So, yeah, it was really fun to do that. We did a few other shows virtually as well at the Ventura Theater, which is a big venue in Ventura. And we worked with the staff there who were also bored and wanting to do stuff. And so we put together a punk show with about 5 bands, I think. The second time I did that, they were asking, hey, can we do maybe just 2 bands? So we did it twice. The second time was just 2 bands. And I'm actually in two acts right now.
Okay.
The punk band that I'm in called the Hell Toupees. Our guitarist.
Oh, get out.
Yeah, our guitarist moved to Colorado, and so it's kind of weird. But he flew back for both of those shows at the Ventura Theater, and we rehearsed the night before, and then played the live show, and so that was fun just to be able to get back together and see him and rehearse, and then play a live show. And it was just, I like to create events and programs.
Sure.
I've done it pretty much, since I was an adult. I used to work at the Autry Museum doing Western history programming, and then the Natural History Museum in Santa Barbara, and now with the city for 15 years. So I love to create. I can't stop.
Yeah. Well, you talked about playing in a little bit larger theater in Ventura, but the Main, as you mentioned, is, gosh, you talk about intimate setting, 82, 83 seats?
81, yeah.
Okay, 81 seats. What is the experience like, whether it's watching a play or watching a concert in something that small and intimate?
I love it because you're so close to the actors, or no matter, even if you're in the back row, you're still
no bad seats,
30 feet away from them, and very rarely does anyone need a mic. Well, with bands and stuff, we need microphones and all that.
Sure.
But, yeah, it's just a very intimate space, and for instance, with that magic show, just you could feel that buzz, and everyone kind of, when he was reading that one woman, and she was in the audience standing, and so there was just this kind of buzz about, well, like, oh my God, he's so accurate. Her friends are like shocked, and she's she literally sobbed. Not horribly, but she was
It was a
upset.
traumatic experience.
He was calling it so like just being so intimate of a space, and then music too. Just it's wonderful to be able to be like right there and see the acts right in front of you. So I love the little space, and it's small, but it's not tiny. But
Sure. You guys can still get a decent amount. Like you said, still a couple of tickets available this evening, and some the rest of this weekend for the Diaries of Adam and Eve. Again, for tickets, they can go on atthemain.org and get tickets for the Diaries of Adam and Eve, whether it's like I said, a father-daughter, mother-son, or a date night. Just an amazing opportunity for, again, world-class entertainment right here in downtown Newhall. Jeff Barber, you are the Arts and Events Supervisor for the city of Santa Clarita, as well as the manager of the Main, the drummer that is Six. I want to thank you for joining me in the studio today. Really appreciate everything that you do for our community. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. I love it. I love working for the city, and I'm going to toot our horn. I think we do great work, and just really want to increase everyone's living experience in this town.
Absolutely. They don't call us Awesome Town for nothing. All right, Jeff, well, you have a wonderful weekend and enjoy the show, as I'm sure 80 other people with you will enjoy. And you have a terrific weekend. We'll see you real soon.
Thanks, Matt.
You take care. And you stick around. We're about to have a lot of fun. Big T's going to be calling in just a second, and we're going to goof off, see what he knows. This is SCVi and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley. I am Matt Watson, and this is your hometown station, KHTS.
Santa Clarita Valley residents now have greater access to the excellent physicians and high-quality medical services for which Providence Holy Cross is known. Providence Holy Cross Health Center in Santa Clarita features state-of-the-art cancer and imaging technologies, as well as board-certified physicians in a variety of medical specialties. Quality and compassion from a healthcare provider you can depend on. For more information, call 1-888-HEALING or visit us at providence.org.
Helping lead the way to a greener future, all of Burtek's Santa Clarita Valley waste collection trucks run on clean burning natural gas. Burtek takes pride in their community, and they've been serving the SCV for nearly 2 decades. Because at Burtek, we'll take care of it.
Healthcare can be difficult if you're underinsured or have Medi-Cal. Samuel Dixon Family Health Center can help. Services are available on a sliding fee schedule. The mission of the Samuel Dixon Family Health Center is to give the Santa Clarita Valley access to affordable, quality primary care. There are 3 locations to serve you: Canyon Country, Newhall, and Valverde. Go to sdfhc.org for more information and to find the location most convenient for you.
A Royal Suite Home Furnishings has been family-owned and operated in Santa Clarita since 1978. They keep America working by stocking heritage-quality furniture made right here in the USA. With high-end design and thousands of fabrics to choose from, a Royal Suite offers a wide selection of furniture at incredibly low prices. Pay 0% interest with your approved credit for 12, 24, 36, or 48 months. See store for details. Visit A Royal Suite, massive showroom on Carl Boyer Drive near Sam's Club in Santa Clarita.
A Royal Suite.
Sweet dreams. SCVi is a tuition-free TK through 12 charter school that gives your child boundless opportunities to think critically and imagine freely. We offer a customized learning program built around your child's unique interests and strengths, with the only International Baccalaureate program in all of Santa Clarita. Our approach keeps students and families in step no matter where your learning is taking place. Be empowered to make your mark on the world at SCVi. To take a tour or enroll now in our one-of-a-kind program, visit iLeadSantaClarita.org. iLEAD Schools, free to think, inspired to lead.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVi and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley, and I am your host, Matt Watson. And I believe that fumbling around with the phone tells me that producer Sarah is on the line.
I am.
Sarah, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Matt. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. You put together another rock star show today. Gosh, Jeff was phenomenal.
Thanks.
I'm really looking forward to Diaries of Adam and Eve this weekend. And Amber and Julia were terrific this morning. But it's time to stop talking about Diaries of Adam and Eve at the Main this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it is time for Big T's 5 Minutes of Fame. Y'all know Big T. He's a longtime resident and leader in the Santa Clarita Valley. He's an executive and a philanthropist, an amazing father, husband, and community leader. In fact, he considers himself quite the high roller as well. He plays solitaire for cash. Here he is. He's Mom's favorite. Big T, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Maddie. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. Hey, Jeff, the last guest, has a nickname, Six.
Six.
Did you know Big T also has a nickname that's a number?
I did not know that.
Yes, the number 8.
The number
That's
8.
how I got this big.
Oh, okay.
Good dad joke, huh? Come on now.
There we go. There we go. Because 7, 8, 9. Alrighty. Big T, we've got Carlos in the studio, and he's observing us this morning. He's not going to play trivia with us, but he needs to know the rules of the game that we play. So we're going to play some trivia here. Producer Sarah and engineer Patty are going to join me this morning, and so Big T is gonna throw some trivia questions at us, and we're going to hit our buzzers. Now, our buzzers are our names. So if we're going to answer, we got to call out our name, and then Big T will recognize us, and we can answer. But those of you playing at home or in your car, you don't have to shout out your name. You get a competitive advantage. You just call out the answer. Y'all keep score at home. I'll keep score here in studio. Big T, we're ready to go.
Perfect. Well, we got a fun fact to kind of kick us off, Maddie.
I love me a fun fact.
Did you know it's universal that all animal handlers, not just those of us that own dogs, but all animal handlers use short, fast, repeated phrases to get their animal to speed up and long, slow phrases to get their animal to slow down.
Okay.
Come on, Duke. Okay. Come on, Duke. Come on, Duke. Duke, sit.
Ah, gotcha. All right, there we go. And
Love that one, don't you, huh? I can tell.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to some trivia. I hope that's a little bit more exciting.
This was your semi-fun fact of the day.
Yes, my fun fact of the day.
He said it really slowly. That's why he didn't respond.
That's how you have to talk to Frogger. Which actor voiced Darth Vader and the Lion King Mufasa? Frogger than Patty.
That was James Earl Jones.
That is correct.
He was also the university president in Soul Man.
Okay.
Great C. Thomas Howell vehicle. Yeah.
Perfect.
He's also in Coming to America, too.
Oh, he is?
Mm-hmm. King of Zamunda, I think it was?
Yeah.
He also was the running back in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Hey, that's true.
No, it is not.
Wait, no, it's not. Wait a minute.
I'm kidding you.
I thought he was.
Kidding you.
Yes, James Earl Jones and Jeff Spicoli.
You got to start with fun facts about James Earl Jones, apparently.
Yep.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
What modern day item made a cameo in the first season of Game of Thrones?
Patty.
Was
it Ed Sheeran?
Incorrect.
Is Ed Sheeran a modern day item?
Yeah.
Okay. Sarah, did you have an answer?
Oh, I have never seen the show.
Neither have I. I'm going to go.
But I'm going to say what's really popular right now is an Instapot.
All right.
Hold on, Carlos has got it. Carlos, go for it, man.
Would it happen to be a bottle of water?
Incorrect. It's actually a Starbucks cup.
Oh, a Starbucks cup.
Oh.
Oh. Speaking of Big T's fun fact, what does the acronym SMH stand for?
Patty.
Shake
my head.
That is correct. Which Avenger, other than Captain America, was able to pick up Thor's hammer in Marvel movies? Patty.
Vision also.
That is Vision. Vision is the other one. Who wrote the Twilight book? Wait, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, wasn't Thor able to pick it up too?
No, Thor didn't touch his own hammer.
Yeah.
Let's keep going, Big T.
Who wrote the Twilight books?
Frogger. No, it wasn't Shark Boy. I don't know.
Anybody? Stephanie Meyer.
Oh, that's right.
What was the first non-English film to win Best Picture at the Oscars?
Ooh. Frogger. I'm going to go with like water for chocolate.
Incorrect.
I think it was earlier.
It was later.
I'm going to get... oh, it was later?
Yeah.
Oh.
So don't guess that.
Well, then I'm not going to guess my guess. Cinema Paradiso. No, that was earlier, too.
Parasite.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
If you haven't seen the movie, it's really good.
It's
All right,
good,
Papa's-
but you can only watch it once.
Yeah.
I know.
I got a couple of those
That's
when I lived
true.
down in Ecuador.
Good. Papa Sports Trivia question of the day. You mentioned SMU earlier, Matt, and the anniversary of their death penalty.
Yeah, it wasn't the death penalty. It was perpetual, whatever.
Okay. Their star running backs in the 80s that contributed to this problem were Eric Dickerson and Craig James. What was their nickname collectively?
Huh.
Well, you guys are on fire today. The
Yeah,
Pony
seriously.
Express.
The Pony Express.
Oh, that's where that comes from.
All right.
If you haven't seen the 30 for 30 special, it's called Pony Excess.
Oh, okay. And another fun fact here, Eric Dickerson made more money playing for SMU than he did for the Rams.
Ooh.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. What day is Star Wars Day?
Patty.
Patty.
May 4th, as in May the 4th be with you.
Nice, Patty.
Patty speaks with a lisp.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. Who's the oldest Kardashian sister?
Frogger.
Frogger.
Kim.
Incorrect.
Patty.
Nuts.
Patty.
It's Courtney.
Courtney is correct. Why did you say that with a little shame, Patty? Come on. Own it.
No, his heart started beating a little bit. He got a little flush in the face.
No, it's not that.
Patty's running away
All
with
right.
the competition today.
Jennifer Lopez has been engaged 5 times. Who were the singer's fiancés? Can you name any of them?
Patty.
Frogger.
Patty?
Alex Rodriguez.
That's one.
That's the only one I got.
Sarah.
Oh, no, I don't remember. the other.
Sarah? Or Frogger,
Was
then
Ben
Sarah?
Affleck? Was
Ben Affleck was
oh,
one?
sorry.
No, that's all right. We'll roll with it.
Okay. And I'll go with Mark Antony.
Yeah.
That is one as well. The other two?
I don't know.
Oh, Johnny Noah was her dancer, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then Chris Judd.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah. Someday she'll walk down that aisle.
Okay. C. Thomas Howell wasn't one of them, though.
No.
Okay.
No. Frogger, you know what an EGOT is, correct? An Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony?
Right.
Who was the first African-American man to achieve EGOT status?
Frogger.
Frogger.
Got to be Sidney Poitier.
Incorrect.
Dang it.
We discussed him last week. Big C Sports Team in concert.
Patty. James Earl Jones.
No.
Matt, why'd you set me up for that?
Sarah.
What do you mean?
Wait, last week we discussed John
We
Legend.
discussed this art. That is correct. John Legend was
Hey,
the first African-American man to
good job,
achieve
Sarah.
EGOT status.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, what did he win an Oscar for? I can't think.
I don't remember.
I
what he
gotta
won
look
an
that up
Oscar
later.
for.
I think it was best theft of a Cyndi Lauper song.
Oh, probably an Oscar for musical score or something.
Yeah.
Correct.
My brain was going to acting, so I was so confused. All right.
Alrighty, a quick movie quote. Name this movie. Baxter, is that you? Bark
Patty.
twice if you're in Milwaukee. Patty.
That's Anchorman.
That is correct.
I say that with my
Next
old man all
question.
the time.
Next question. Spell Milwaukee.
Frogger.
Frogger.
Milwake.
Incorrect.
Dang it.
Wait, what?
Anybody else?
Wait, are we spelling Milwaukee?
Spell Milwaukee.
Oh, Patty. Milwaukee.
That is correct, Patty.
Patty is
So proud of
crushing
you.
it today.
Championship speller.
Man alive.
All right, we're going to do a little quick money, okay? I'm going to name 2 or 3 or 4 models of cars, and you tell me the make of the car.
This is
okay?
where I catch up.
Start off
Yeah.
easy. Flex, Bronco,
Frogger.
Mustang.
Sarah?
Frogger.
Ford.
That is correct, Ford. NSX, MDX, TL.
Sarah?
Sarah.
Acura?
Acura is correct.
Nice.
A4, A6,
Frogger.
Q5, Frogger.
Audi.
Audi's correct. Prius, Tundra,
Frogger.
Frogger.
Toyota.
Toyota, yes. Crosstech, Forester,
Frogger.
Legacy.
Sarah?
Sarah.
Subaru?
Yes, a Subaru.
Subaru.
Traverse, Trailblazer.
Frogger.
Tahoe. Frogger.
Nissan?
Sarah.
Correct. Sarah.
Chevy.
Chevy's
Can
correct.
I get a lifeline? I don't know cars.
The next one is Dodge.
You know
X5. Right. X5. M5.
Frogger.
325i.
Sarah.
Frogger.
That's Mercedes-Benz.
Incorrect.
Dang it.
Sarah.
Mitsubishi.
Incorrect.
I know nothing, so
That is BMW.
Ah, that's right. The ultimate driving machine.
What's the longest running TV series of all time?
Frogger.
Frogger first.
That would be The Simpsons.
That is correct. Quick little fun fact. You know, if the characters in The Simpsons, they didn't age because they were cartoons, but if they did age, Bart Simpson would be older than his mom was when the show started.
Crazy.
Huh.
What was the TV show that Donald Trump first appeared on?
Frogger.
Frogger.
The entrepreneur, the boss, you're fired.
Patty, The Apprentice.
Patty gets the win. Seth MacFarlane becomes famous for what animated TV
Patty.
show? Patty.
Family Guy.
That is correct. Pam Anderson was famously married to which
Frogger.
bad boy music artist? Frogger.
Tommy Lee.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Brothers Mark and Donnie Wahlberg started what restaurant?
Patty.
Frogger.
Wahlburgers.
Wahlburgers is correct.
You know, they recently closed down in Morongo Casino.
Oh.
Yes, they
Right.
did.
Mac
The
Mac.
Zac Brown Band plays what genre of music?
Who?
The Zac Brown Band.
Oh.
Patty?
Patty.
Is it country?
Country's correct.
Wow, I would have never got a country thing ever.
Well, you did. You got one, Patty.
I got one. You know, I'll take one.
I was sure it was Norteño.
What is the official nickname of Texas?
Frogger.
Frogger.
The Lone Star State.
Oh, yeah, huh?
That is correct.
Don't look over your shoulder, Patty. I'm catching up.
Here he comes.
Oh, no.
Name the biggest island in the world.
Frogger.
Frogger.
Australia.
Incorrect.
Patty.
You're going to tell me it's not an island, but it is.
Patty.
Is it Madagascar?
No, it's not.
Go for Sarah.
Okay, so Sarah's gonna guess Greenland.
Greenland's correct.
Oh, I didn't think of it like that either, and I was thinking that.
Which actress plays Wonder Woman in the 2017
Patty.
film?
Oh.
Patty.
Gal Gadot.
That is correct. What
Patty,
did
you can't call 'em
Mandalorian
gals
fans
anymore.
name the child in the Disney Plus series?
Frogger.
Frogger.
Jimmy.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you?
Jimmy.
No.
Oh.
What was the question again?
What did Mandalorian fans name the child in
Oh,
the Disney
Patty.
Plus series?
I know that
Patty.
one.
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda's correct.
There were some fans that named him Jimmy, so I'm going to file a protest.
What is Cramer's first name on Seinfeld?
Frogger.
Frogger.
Cosmo.
Yeah.
Cosmo is correct.
Yeah.
Who is the half-blood prince
Patty.
in Harry Potter? Patty.
Professor Snape.
That is correct. What are the names of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West kids? Throw it out to the group.
Oh.
Patty. One is North.
Okay.
I don't know the other one.
That was
Anybody
the one
else?
I knew.
Frogger. East.
You have Saint, Chicago, and Psalm.
Fantastic. All right, Big T, we got to wrap it up. Patty did build up enough of a lead that we weren't able to catch him. Good showing, though, Sarah, with 6. Frogger with 10. Patty with 13.
Ayo.
Well done, sir. I'd like to thank Julia Kim and Amber Musick, directors of iLEAD Explorations our homeschool program, for joining us today. I also want to thank Jeff Barber, arts and events supervisor for the city of Santa Clarita and manager of the Maine. Big T, producer Sarah, engineer Patty, and thank you for listening. Join us again next week and every Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. I am Matt Watson, and this is SCVi and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS.